Hi, welcome to Awaken with Rayania. I'm your host, Rayania Cheyenne. Today, we are going to talk about awakening. What is awakening, and are you going through it? And how are you preparing yourself through this process? So, it's quite a popular word right now. A lot of people actually are going through this awakening journey. So, what is awakening? It is basically a process of realizing that you are outgrowing the belief or the situations or the events or the people and the relationships that are in your life. So it's like sometimes when we break up and we cannot let go of the partner until someday into the future, you suddenly realize, wow, he was not right for me, but I don't understand why I was just hung up to this relationship. I was not happy, but I didn't want it to end. And in life general, that I know through the pandemic and the home lockdown, many people started to wonder what is going on in my life. Like, what am I doing with my life? And what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And this is like the process of started to ask ourselves question, who am I, what am I doing here, and what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And I want and I feel like there's a innate, a subtle or a strong desire within us. I say, oh, actually really wanted to move somewhere to a new country. I really long for a community of friends or group of friends that can truly understand me, because I feel very lonely. No one understands me. And I have been, unhappy in my relationship. I've been unhappy on my job for so long. And this is really the process that we started to become aware of how we are living this life, and how are our patterns and how our life so far has made us feel. Like, a lot of people actually are not satisfied, are not fulfilled. I think fulfilled probably is the better word, because a lot of people have different connotation about happiness and satisfaction. They associate it more with materialistic goal. Like when I have a car, when I have a partner, when I have how much money, when I have the title, or when I have a house, then I'll be okay. Or when I retire, then I'll be happy. Or so we are talking about this feeling of fulfillment. I feel fulfilled. I feel my day is well lived. My time is well spent. And this relationship, this job, this home of mine is giving me a sense of peace, a sense of joy. And so, coming back to this process of awakening, it is really about us coming to examine what is going on, how we have been living our life, and how do we want to live our life moving forward. And in this process, we start to question, but then it also bring us to the process, bring us to what is underneath, why we have made decisions the way we did. And it all so has to do is to become aware of the power we actually have. Like, we actually have the power to make decisions that are more aligned to who we really are. So about this, people talk about authentic self, like, I want to be authentic. I want to live an authentic life. And the question comes down to, who are you really? You would say, oh, I am this and that person. I have this behavior. I have this habit. I have this achievement in my life. I have this goal achieved. And it is actually who we are authentically underneath all that is beyond the the behavior, it is beyond the words we say. It's actually who we are in the very core of our being. So this process of awakening actually is also like, like there's a divine alarm clock that is pre-installed inside you. And if we have gone, we have chosen to experience life until now, and when we gone too far, or like, when the time is right, like, okay, it's time to do your work, to really come back to the path, come back to the choice that you made before you were born. So it is at this point that usually people will feel curious, that I feel curious about meditation. Because I've been feeling anxious, so they wanted to try new things just to bring that peace of mind into ourselves. Because when we are not fully aligned to who we are, or how we want to live our life, there usually is a sense of anxiety, restless. And we talk about this in the video of befriend, to go into a new relationship with our anxiety. And this is part of the symptom, that it's like a body is giving us a signal that something is not fully right. And so either we feel frustrated, depressed. A lot of people, like, if we talk about people in the spectrum of depression, and very often it's the spirit, other than the physical body, the biochemicals, there's something out of balance with our biochemicals and our physiology. It is also have to do with our spirit, how our mind, how our energy is being suppressed, because we've been suppressing who we truly are, and that causes discordance or disharmony within ourselves, and that could cause symptom of anxiety, depression, anger, or outburst of sadness and grief. Like, there's a lot of body different emotions the body would give you the signals, and the body try to communicate that, guys, let's do something different, because this is not the right way down. If you keep going, it's just not going to look good. So how do we prepare for this, how do we navigate, how do we live day to day? Because a lot of people have responsibility still. You have family to take care of, mortgage to pay, you have rent to pay, you have parents you need to support, you have children you need to bring up. And so it is, how do we navigate this? It is about coming, make a decision that you want to live better, you want it to feel better. And often through this process, we started to notice that the things, the people, the friendship, or the behavior, the habit that used to make us feel good no longer feel that good. It's like you hang out with a friend, like your best friend forever, but all of a sudden you feel like you feel empty afterwards. You don't feel like the friend understand you anymore. Or whether it's a partner, it could be the job that you used to really feel energized, and now you just feel like it's like a balloon out of the air. You just feel like, oh, I don't, it becomes a chore. Everything on the job becomes a burden. It's so hard. It's like climbing uphill with heavy weight on your shoulder. And this is really a very uncomfortable time. So I would suggest that if you're going through this uncomfortable part of starting to realize something is not working out well, and you wanted to change, but the change is, you don't know how, or you don't know what you wanted to change, then during this time, really just be very gentle and just know that, okay, I'm going through some changes, and I don't know what, I don't know how, but I'm just gonna become curious, and I'm not going to judge myself. I'm not going to beat myself up for, not for being lazy, for being, not okay. So this is the most important thing, is really to be open to see, how you are going through, how you're feeling emotionally, and um and then started to look for, like, ask for help, ask for, decision. You can just say, I'm curious, I need support, I wanted to see what I can do to feel better, I wanted to find out more about what I'm going through. Then perhaps you suddenly become curious, or you walking by the street, you suddenly saw a yoga class or meditation class, or some people are talking about energy healing, some people are talking about, pottery, painting, dancing, for example, conscious dance and fire rhythm, like all kinds of, things that may spark interest and curiosity in you. Then definitely I would encourage you, however you could afford, and just go with it and make time, make yourself the priority. And for many people, this is a challenge, this is a difficulty, to make yourself the priority, to make time for yourself, to explore new things, whether it's a meditation, 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, or it's a drawing class, or it's the yoga, the Pilates, or it's just someone you found on YouTube, through a talk or a meditation, you started to become curious of what they have to say. Then just give yourself the permission to explore. And of course, there are a lot of things, that in this process you get to empower yourself, really just allow yourself to be supported, and know that you are really going through a period of change, and a lot of things you used to believe and think it was okay started to feel not okay or not right, or you feel painful when you hear that voice in your head that, don't be lazy, you are lazy, you are a failure. This is also the time that you get to experience and explore what are those voices, whose voices are they, and is that still working for you, and does that bring value to your life? So just a gentle reminder that allow yourself to reach out for support, and there are many, many resources on the internet, on YouTube, and really just spend time to maybe journal and just allow yourself to be supported. Maybe if you are really troubled by, like anxiety or depression, or suddenly you couldn't sleep, and have so much worry, or you feel overwhelmed, it is really about giving yourself support, tender and care, and prioritize yourself and ask for support, like reach out for people who you feel that may be able to understand you, that could support you, that could help you unravel what is going on in your head. A lot of belief that you used to have, a lot of patterns you used to have, it could be already creating trouble or creating disharmony in your body, in your life. And this awakening period is exactly the time that you get to be supported, you get to look at what has been going on and how you have lived your life, throughout different beliefs, different pattern, different conditioning, and based on some of the reaction you have created, things from childhood when you were growing up, things that you actually were led to believe about yourself that are not true at school. Like a lot of us receive, very negative and disempowering, belittling remarks and words from schools, from teachers, from classmates, from friends, from, workplace, and from your parents. So this is all really time to look at those and know that you get to write a new chapter of your life. And so with that, I hope this message support you and give you some inspiration and give you permission and give you some acknowledgement as well to what you are going through, all these emotions, and then allow yourself to start take action, to give yourself support, and reach out if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to talk about it in our next episode of Awaken with Rayania. So here is my hard wish to wish you a beautiful day, peace of mind, and also a beautiful summer. And whatever you do, I wish you joy, I wish you harmony, and I wish you sense of calm in your life. And bye for now. I'll see you next time.